after listening to your speech, how you see the future of journalism, and what is the relation between traditional journalism and new media?
It's convergence. I mean, I'm not the first person to say this. I think what we're seeing in the Philippines is the ability for both new media and mobile cell phone technology work used by the people in partnership with professional journalists. This is actually a tool that can be harnessed to make up for the shortcomings of our institutions, the shortcomings of our political systems. It's working in our country right now.
So, isn't there a kind of reluctance on the side of the professional journalists to deal with these issues?
You know, not for me, because I love it. And in our group, I've been blessed. The owner of ABS-CBN, which is the largest multimedia company in the Philippines, gave me a lot of room to experiment. And I think that professional journalists, we need to embrace this stuff, because we're going to be the ones who are going to help determine the future of it. We can see the problems earlier than the people who are using it. We can help craft the solutions to these problems. And to change a society, you're seeing it in Southeast Asia. You're seeing it happening in Malaysia, in Indonesia, in the Philippines, even in Singapore. You're seeing it happen. So I think that everything positive that you can get out of it outweighs the negative aspects.
And
it's an incredible tool for social change.
Wasn't it that the journalists would be focused on government and the people upstairs, and are you looking at the crowd?
It's both. Because in the end, we are really just, we gain our power as journalists from the people, right? That's in our Constitution. That's what gives us certain powers. And the people, what do we do for them? We try to hold both the public and the private sectors accountable to the people. But at the same time, in the 21st century, the people now have a voice. So we're actually just magnifying the voice of the people to those in power. It's completing the cycle. I think our jobs now is, as professional journalists, is to break down the barriers between the virtual and the real world. It's completely interactive. It's a participatory culture that professional journalists need to embrace.
So you're saying there is hope for journalism then?
I'm saying, sorry.
Is there hope for journalism?
Oh my God! I think this whole process could not work if professional journalists weren't in charge. Because part of the problem here is you have to be trained to figure out how to get the information, how to verify the information, and the impact it can have on people's lives. You know, everyone on the internet, when they come into it, normal people, there will be irresponsible behavior. It's used. I mean, pornography is the largest side. So I guess I'm saying that yes, there are dangers, but let us look at the potential for real change that this gives us. And as professional journalists, we can help marshal that. Let's bring it down that road and avoid the dangers.
So for young journalists entering the profession, you would tell them, you go ahead, be a journalist?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, who wrote this? I think Dan Rather wrote this, that journalism is addicting. You know, it'll change your life. I think it's the best job in the world. I think we will be here forever, as long as people want credible information. I think the dangers of the internet, people are seeing it. It will change the way people think. It already is. So now what we can do as professional journalists is actually help them think, help them analyze their world. And you can see it even on Twitter. The people who come out with analysis, it's like meta theater, you know, the people who can analyze it are the journalists who are used to analyzing. So it's a partnership. I think it's going to change our world. It is changing our world now. And as professional journalists, one of the things I've done, for example, since I head this news group, all of our journalists are on Twitter. Go, embrace it. We will make mistakes, but in the end, it's a tool for engagement that we have never had. Now we no longer have to be the person in the suit. We can be real people with real concerns and real passion for change.